Shalom, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. That is to say, bless the Most High in the name of His Son, which is Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the nation of Israel, better known as the Great Millstone. Shalom, salutations, blessings, and love to sincere Akim as well. Getting ready to head out, but just sat down and was pulling up, random articles, checking the news, and one thing that happened a while ago was Iran earthquake kills more than 400. Um, Now the thing about these earthquakes is they're happening more and more. Okay, um, just like it. I should put an S on that. Okay, let me go to the book of Matthew or Matthews. Okay, this is 24:7. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom," and we are seeing that. America's versus everybody. The Middle East is, all over the place. All these countries with power are are against each other. Okay, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So this stuff is going to be happening all over the world. It's not going to be centralized, but it's happening everywhere. And these earthquakes are popping up everywhere too. You had a big one down in Mexico. Now you have this one here in Iran. It says, Tehran, Iranians dug through rubble in a frantic search for survivors on Monday after a powerful earthquake struck near the Iraqi border, killing more than 400 people and injuring thousands of others, officials said. The epicenter of the quake Sunday evening was near Esgaleh, Iran, about 135 miles northeast of Baghdad, and had a preliminary magnitude of 7.3, according to the United States Geological Survey. And seismologists in the country said it was the biggest quake to hit the western part of Iran. So there's a little bit of footage they got up, but it was look, I mean, it's devastating. Lives are being destroyed, and there might be some Israelites over there. Hey, they could just be heathens too, you know, and we don't know. But we know that these things are signs for the end that is coming. I mean, look at this. Like, yeah, he might have a beard, but you can tell it's lined up. You know, it doesn't look like he can grow one too well, but just with everything being out of order spiritually, you have all this, the physical effects of these things as well. Okay, so right, earthquakes in diverse places. Um, this was another article I thought was a bit interesting. This one is dealing with living fossils. It says prehistoric shark from age of dinosaurs caught off Portugal coast. Now this is I was reading this opening liner is bullshit. It says scientists in Portugal have captured a shark which is literally from the age of the dinosaurs and dubbed it as a living fossil because of its origin that can be traced back to 80 million years. Now, brothers, we've done shows on this stuff before. The word dinosaur, when you look this word up, it's like from the 1900s. It's a new word. This is a man-made Edomite word, dinosaur, dinosaurs. Basically, um, they were known as dragons and serpents because they're reptile-like or sea creatures. We just call them dragons. The scriptures go into behemoth and leviathan, describing large animals. Um, and where they get this 80 million years from is just a number they pull out of the air. You know, there's no backing to it. Matter of fact, so this is Job chapter 40, and 15, it says, Behold now Behemoth, which I made with thee, he eateth grass as an ox. Lo now, his strength is in his loins, and his force is in the navel of his belly. He moveth his tail like a cedar, the sinews of his stones are wrapped together, so scales. His bones are as strong pieces of brass, his bones are like bars of iron. They have big giant bones, these so-called dinosaurs. He is the chief of the ways of the Most High. He that made him can make his sword to approach unto him. Surely the mountains bring him forth food, where all the beasts of the field play. He lieth under the shady trees, in the covert of the reed and fens. Okay, so um, there's there's been sightings in like Africa. If you look it up, maybe we'll get a picture, and it gives you it'll give you somewhat of an idea. Basically, something like this, in the marsh banks, and when the Aborigines um, down in Australia were describing to these Edomites a dinosaur, they were saying, "Oh, you're talking about an alligator," and they said, "No, that's this," and it was a whole nother word. There's a whole nother word for it. So, um, these devils are relying on their lies to keep it together, but the truth is coming out about everything. Everything's being brought out, and this stuff is you know, the Most High has creatures that are able to hide from these devils, man. I mean, this is a predator. It's not supposed to be easily seen and noticed anyway if it's devouring things, right? So, that was something I thought was interesting as well. This was another article. Um, so, like, I did title this RFID uh, and things. So, let me get to the RFID portion of this. Um, One thing I found from this was RFID portals for doorways and corridors. Market trends exhibits big growth by 2016 2024. So you can see as you walk through, it's going to scan and give some sort of information. Okay, but this is something that they're predicting. It's already here now, but by 2024, it's going to be in a lot of places. So most likely, you could guess airports, schools, government buildings is usually where they start, and then they start bringing it into more public settings like stadiums and um, places of you know stadiums, places of public um, interest, museums, right, things like that. Now, when you're dealing with the RFID, something that a lot of these, so-called Israelite groups, I call them so-called Israelites because, they call themselves that, but, you know, they don't, uh, they don't act like it, outwardly they are, but inwardly not at all, right? Um, so this mark of the beast, this RFID chip is the mark of the beast, okay? And Revelations 13 and 16, it says, And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, a cutting of the flesh, charagma, in their right hand or in their foreheads, in their body, physically, as a sign of allegiance. Okay, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Okay, so without this technology, right, you're not going to be able to interact with the society that they're setting up, the infrastructure that they're putting in place. Okay, doorways and corridors, that's everywhere. Okay, everywhere you go is you're going to be tracked. You get on the bus, you get on the train. Okay, all these different things. Pretty soon it's going to be, they'll be on the highways. They're going to put these scanners on the highways, man. Oh, here's a vehicle moving without an RFID chip. Probably an illegal, blah, 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 blah. Just everything. You Use your imagination. They are, you know. Um, so that was, there's more. I didn't look through. Like I said, I'm on my way out the door, but I wanted to get some of these articles, uh, just put it out there because a lot of it is dealing with this end time scenarios and just the devil being exposed. Now, this one is from CBC News. It's titled "More than 15,000 Scientists from 184 Countries Issue a Warning to Humanity." And basically, they found that there is a decline in freshwater availability, unsustainable marine fisheries, ocean dead zones, forest losses, dwindling biodiversity, climate change, and population growth. Now, the population growth isn't the problem. The climate change is brought on because of forest loss, which this devil is doing, which is affecting biodiversity. Okay, which the freshwater availability that goes to these devils too, making Coca-Cola products and all this stuff that takes, 2, 3, 5, 10 times more water to produce for just, one thing of soda. And the ocean dead zones go along with the pollution of all this stuff that they make that's just thrown away, trash all over the oceans. Okay, so the man who's destroying the earth, it just so happens to be um, the so-called white man. Let's see. I know there's one in Revelations, destroy them which destroy the earth. But there was another one. I think it was in Isaiah or Jeremiah. Um, basically, man, it's dealing with basically hurt them which hurt the earth. Um, let me see. See if I can find it. It may or may not come up. Yeah, it's a lot. I don't think it's Isaiah 11 and 9. No. Ah, man, I'd have to grab my sword to get it. But either way, um, he's in power and he's the one doing this. Now, that wasn't the main focus. The main focus was down here. It says growing middle class and its carbon footprint. Basically, what I was concluding from this was depopulation, which goes into the Georgia Guidestones. Okay, when you go into the Georgia Guidestones, it talks about depopulation, which is right here in one of the main inscriptions. When you look it up, and it says maintain humanity under what's that, 100,000 million, under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. So this is you know, right here telling you that they're looking to get rid of a lot of people. The brother Micah Allah did a video showing the FEMA coffins and how they're going to be how do you say ready for these martial laws and things that take place to bury a lot of people. Okay. This last article was just something that I found interesting. Um, dealing with these coconut crabs. Basically, they're saying they get as big as dogs and climb trees and can carry things up to 60 pounds. You know, um, which the scriptures mention the animals basically attacking and fighting back the beasts of the field to tear. You know, so here it is. It's eating a seagull, albatross or whatever. I mean, look at that. Yeah, that's a big bird, and that crab's got it pinched down. It's gonna tire it out and eat it. You know. Um, so plenty of stuff going on in the world. Especially with this. Oh, look at. I was just saying. Okay, this is probably going into it. 5 ways FastTag can help solve uh, Delhi's vehicular problem. Hmm. See, this microchip, a buy and sell, man. Everything you do is going to be revolved around this microchip. Okay. Um, Delhi has a huge problem. A huge problem. Every winter, people realize they are breathing the equivalent of 50 cigarettes a day. Damn. I mean, look, you can just see the smog, and this is only about what 100 yards, 150 yards, and look, you can't see past damn near 200 yards. That's how bad the air pollution is. It says, however, as soon as the smog clears, so does the issue. Every year, policymakers find and announce quick fixes that demonstrate the government's resolve to do something about pollution. Since crop burning and dust storms are not immediately addressable, all the focus turns to vehicular pollution. Okay, um, so let's see what it has to say. It says the FASTag launched by the Indian Highway Management Company Limited in 2014 is a way to collect tolls electronically. You see, buy and sell tolls. Okay, they're taxing the more you drive. Each car gets a radio, an RFID tag that is based on an open standard. This means the RFID readers are cheap, uh, interoperable, and not locked into any particular vendor. The transaction switch is managed by the National Payment Corporation of India. So this devil is selling his technology to everyone as a means of a fix. You know, everyone's gonna bow down and worship the beast like, damn, you know, yeah, America's the devil. But look, this technology, it's fixing a lot of these problems which he created in the first place. You see how he runs shit, man? Okay, when fully implemented, we will be the only country with a nationwide interoperable electronic toll collection system. The Ministry of Road, Transport and Highways and NHAI have been doing a great job of installing these RFID tags without much fanfare since 2014. It's June. Of the 4 million vehicles on the highways daily, 600,000 have RFID tags. From December 1st, every new car will come pre-installed with a FASTag. So this is, look, man, like I say, use your imagination, and it's there, you know. So I was just talking about it, and then lo and behold, boom, you know, it was right there. So unmanned shops powered by facial recognition technology. Yeah, this chip, man, it's a big deal. There's, you know, tons to talk about, but I gotta cut this short. Hopefully, you know, the elect were edified and fed. Until next time, shalom.